Hi everyone, this is Miss Farwa. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a poster related to hardware devices. For this, first of all, you have to write down the heading at the top. I'm going to use this text option here. When you click on it, you will see a window on your right hand side where you have a 2D text option and a 3D text option. I will go with a 2D text and then you can click on the middle of your canvas and start writing hardware space devices. If you see that the text is going down in the next line, so you have to go to this square and then you can drag the text box like this. Once you do it, then you can see the whole heading comes in one line. Then you have to go to this dotted lines and then drag it in the center. Once you are done with your heading, now let's add the 3D objects. I will go to 3D library and search for a mouse, M-O-U-S-E, press enter, then scroll down a little. Here comes a computer mouse. Let's add this one. It doesn't seem like a mouse, so you have to go here, flip on x-axis, drag it a little down. When you drag it down, then you can see the mouse clearly. Now use the corners, the squares, drag it inside and outside to adjust the size. I will make it a little smaller and go in the center of your object and place it on the canvas nicely. I have to add 5 objects here, so I will keep it in the very left side of my canvas. Once I'm done, you have to click anywhere on the screen so it will be sticked on your canvas. Go back to 3D library again, search for a keyboard. Your spelling needs to be right, otherwise it will never be searched. Look at this keyboard. It is a white color keyboard. We can change the color, but before that you have to go to this, flip on the x-axis option and just drag it down. When you drag it down, you can clearly see a keyboard. Once you are done with your settings, use these squares, the corners, and make the size small and put it next to the mouse. Okay, the next thing is the color of the keyboard is white. So you can go to your left, right hand side. There is a window and at the top you can see edit color option. Click here and you can change it to any of your favorite color. I will keep it gray and then once you are done, you can click on your canvas so that it will be sticked. Go back to 3D library. Next, add a printer. Printer. Once you write it, then press enter. Here comes a printer. Select it. Once the printer is added, you need to make it small using the corners and place it next to the keyboard. Okay. Now go back to 3D library again and add a monitor. Okay, you can add any monitor here. Use the squares, the corners to make the size small. Place it next to the printer. And the last thing here is a speaker. Okay, so go back to 3D library. Click on the search bar. Use the backspace to erase everything. Then write down speaker. Press enter. And then scroll down a little to find a printer that we can attach with the computer. Look at this one. We can make it small. If you want to give it a 3D view, you can just use these flip options here. Flip on your Y axis. So once we are done, just put it nicely on the canvas. The last thing is to write the names of these devices, and we can write it using the text option T. Select a 2D text, click at the top of the mouse and write down MOUSE. You can adjust the text box by going to the dotted lines, and if you want to make the size small, select your text, go to 48 and you can change it to 36. Once you are done, just click anywhere so it will be saved. Again, go to text, go to this T option and then go at the top of the keyboard and write down KEYBOARD. Once you are done, then you can put it next to the keyboard or wherever you want, of course at the top of the keyboard. Next, I'm going to select another T and then I will write down printer, PRINTER. I'm putting the names at the top of the devices, printer. Select another 2D text, click on the top of the monitor and write down MONITOR, monitor. These are all the hardware devices. You can just keep it over here, and if you want to make the size of the text small, select the text, go over here 36 and make it 28. Then you can drag it using the dotted lines. Once you are all set, just click anywhere on your canvas. The last thing, another text here, click here at the top of the speaker and write down SPEAKER, speaker. Then you can adjust the text box by clicking on the dotted lines and drag it anywhere on your canvas. Look at this. This is what the hardware devices are. A hardware device is the one that you can touch and you can see. So we can name them like a mouse, a keyboard, a printer, a monitor, and a speaker. Thank you so much for watching the video. Stay tuned, stay connected, and do not forget to subscribe the channel. See you in the next video.